welcome back. It is so lovely to see you again. Welcome back to my study in Sydney. Very grey, rainy day in Sydney today, which I'm absolutely loving. And I thought it was the perfect time to give you a little bit of a tour or a peek of my Paper Republic journal. I mentioned this in one of my earlier videos, and there were a couple of people said they'd be interested to see how I'm using it, and I absolutely love it. I'm completely in love with it, so I wanted to share it with you. So this is the journal here. I didn't get it embossed. You can actually get your initials embossed on it. I'm not sure why I didn't, to be honest with you. It may mean that I need to get another one and a smaller version and get my initials embossed, but you can do that. And there's a number of different colors, so you can get a much darker color leather if you like. I opted for this color because, yeah, I just think it works well with everything. So this is the extra large size. So there is a pocket size that you can get, and this and what I purchased was called the Writer's Bundle. Sounded perfect. So I'll show you what it's got, and I'll also show you how I use it. But what I did recently, I actually added the planner. So the first thing I've got in here is actually a planner that goes until the middle of next year. Now, I was previously using this one. I'll show you. I think I showed it in a different video, which I love. It is absolutely beautiful. This one's by Typoflora. So you can check out their stuff at typoflora.com.au, and it's sort of plant themed. So I'll just show you. So it's got all lovely like drawings throughout it, and it's really gorgeous. But what I was doing is I was using this planner, and then I was using just a little like notebook to write my to-do list. And I thought I just want to streamline and just have everything in the one spot. So I have transitioned over to the Paper Republic planner, which I'm loving. And the one I got has, so you've got like yearly view at the beginning. So I've got 2025 and 2026. And then the way it works, and I'll show you an empty page, is you've got a week in view, and then I went for the dotted paper here. So what I can actually do now is have the planner, so plan everything here, and then have my to-do list here. So rather than having two separate books, I just have it all with me at all times, sorry. So here's a sort of example where I've got stuff written, and I'm absolutely loving this system. I love it, absolutely love how it's working. I've just got like one of these little sticky things that I put on the page because the planner doesn't have a bookmark. That's probably the only thing I would say to Paper Republic. Please add a bookmark. But what I also do is put the elastic on that page. And so next week I'll just pop that page under. So I've always got this to mark what section of my planner I'm up to. So I'm absolutely loving it. Now, the other thing I am very much enjoying, which is like channeling my inner child totally, is adding stickers to my book. Let me show you. Oh, I'm such a kid. Let me show you an example, and this is Christmas. So you can see that I've been decorating the book with certain stickers on certain days. And I will show you where I got these from because I absolutely love these. So these sticker books are available from bookstores, Amazon, and this was the first one I got. Have a good look at that one. So this one's got 780 stickers in it, and they are fabulous. This is all like booky themed stickers. So I've been using those to decorate. I also at the same time got this one. And this one's got 750 or over 750. And it's like, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. It's got like a variety of things. And I loved them so much that I went back and bought two more. So I bought Cottage Core, of course. This one's really cute. Oops, can you see that? So there's like little stickers, there's numbers, there's letters, there's like little borders that you can use for journaling, for all sorts of things, for writing letters if you like to handwrite to your friends. So if you've been around here a while, you know that I absolutely love Christmas. I'm like a kid at Christmas time. So of course I had to get this one as well. So this just makes me so happy, I can tell you. Oh, can you see it? Lots of different things. So basically these 4, I think I've got stickers for the rest of my life, and I can decorate to my heart's content the planner, but I can also decorate the other books in my Paper Republic journal that I'm about to show you. So, okay, so after the planner, I've got another Paper Republic notebook. This one is a blank one. So what I mean by that, it's not lined or anything. It doesn't have dots, it's just blank paper, little notebook. And this one I'm using as a kind of, as some way to record quotes, a little bit of interesting information that I hear when I'm out and about. So the first thing I recorded in here was this absolutely beautiful, stunning quote from The Dean's Watch by Elizabeth Gouge, the novel. So what I do, I record little bits in here, and then I later on put them into my sort of formal, official, commonplace book. These are by Pauper. So, because this one's very neat, and I don't want to feel like I need to make my journal really neat, because that's sort of, I think that stops us sometimes from journaling. So this is more like the neat one and the proper commonplace. I've got an index at the start. So I've got quotes on hope. So far I've got hope, history, love, death, motherland, immigration, courage, belonging, and suffering. And so what I do there is all the pages are numbered. And if you want to find out more about commonplacing, let me know, and maybe I can do another video, or I can suggest some resources. So for example, let's go to hope. So all the pages are numbered, and then in your index, you just write down the page numbers next to those index headings. So if you're looking for a quote on courage, I have to go to page 29. And here I have a quote by Homer. Be patient, my heart, for you have endured things worse than this before. I love it. So this is sort of like the formal commonplace book. But this version is where I just record, things as I'm on the go. For example, what else do I have in here? Ooh, one of my favorite Shakespeare quotes, which I think I mentioned to you all before. Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. That's from Measure for Measure. So general quotes, juicy, wonderful gems, bits of advice, all that sort of thing. Next book, I have this. So this is the 3rd one now. You can see I've got a little bit excited with my stickers. So this is a general ideas notebook. So it starts with, I've got some bullet journal ideas of things that I might want to do, like monthly theme and goals, some yearly resolutions. A travel bucket list is definitely what I'm going to do. Gratitude journal list. So they're just ideas. And then I also use this to record meeting notes. So for example, just earlier, I met with one of my wonderful mentees, and we had such a wonderful chat about all sorts of things. And I just record some notes there, the date and some notes, and then if there's anything I need to do. So I needed to send over some documents to her, so I made sure I noted that down, and then I did that already and ticked them off. It's just general ideas, general meeting notes, anything I feel like having. So the last book that I've got in here, is another Paper Republic, and I think you can tell by my stickers what this one's going to be. So this one I'm going to use as my travel journal. Absolutely empty at the moment, nothing in there. It's a lined notebook. So I mentioned that I'm going to Singapore, England, and Wales next month. So this is where I'm going to record my journeys, and I'm going to, hopefully the idea is to have it like a bit like a scrapbook. So I want to be able to paste things in, little memories of stuff. Definitely be adding more stickers. And then just recording like a little blurb. Each day is my ideas, because you know what happens? You actually think, oh, I'll never forget this experience. And then you forget, you can't actually remember what you did. And the last thing that I've got in there that was part of the writer's bundle is this little thing that I don't know what you call. So at the end, but I like it because in here, I have tucked away some more stickers, surprise, surprise, more stickers. I also have some Post-it notes, in case I need to make a note about something, and these gorgeous things. These were also from Typoflora. So they're the ones that I use to mark the page on the planner, the calendar page, but they're also really useful for marking all sorts of things. And I think this will be really great for traveling and keeping little bits of paper that you pick up along along the way. So that is basically what I've got in here at the moment. I did get, let me just find it. I have got an additional book, and look at my beautiful Anne Boleyn on the cover. So this one is pretty thick, and this came with the original bundle, and I've been using this one. What have I been collecting in this one? Yeah, just general reflections. Oh, this one's got notes from lectures and videos and things that I watched. But what I worked out, it actually does fit. I did manage to get this one in here as well, but it ended up sticking out a little bit, which, you know, that's a pretty cool look. It's pretty chunky. It definitely, you know, you can get it all in, see? But I wasn't too happy with it sticking out. So I thought for now, I'm just going to keep this as a backup. I'll use the other notebooks, and then probably when I finish my travel journal, which I imagine is not going to take me too long with all of next month's trips, maybe then I'll pop that one in. I'll see, because I do have other journals that I use as well. So I showed you my commonplace. I've also got this beauty as well. So this is what I've been using to record interesting vocabulary. I have been using this to record possible future projects and things, but mainly notes from lectures that I watch. So the last thing I had in here are notes from a lecture I watched by Kate McCaffrey on women who kept Anne Boleyn's memory alive. So this one stays on my desk. I don't tend to carry this one out with me, and it is more for taking notes from lectures, but this beauty goes everywhere with me. I absolutely love it. I was saying to my lovely mentee today that just looking at it actually makes me really happy. I can't actually tell you how happy it makes me. So the other thing just quickly to mention are some fabulous markers and things I've been using with it. So I can highly recommend these. The Midliner Creative Markers. Let me have a look at those. They are, oh, these colors are just so gorgeous, and it just looks so nice to decorate all your journals. And what I love about them is that it has the, like, can you see that? The highlighter bit, so you can use that as a highlighter. Then on the other end, it has like the little pen or textury bit. So you can decorate, you can write, you can highlight. So I'm loving those. I also use these ones. What are these called? Sarasa, the Zebra Sarasa, I think. Sorry, that might not be how you pronounce it. 0.5, and these I think these were called the vintage colors. Love these. Look at these gorgeous colors. Matches my clothes. Loving them. So I've been ticking things off, writing with these, and then for like more substantial kind of writing, I've been using these, which I'm really liking. So the Hi-Tecpoint 0.5 V5 Pilot. Yep. These are really great. I love these to write with. So that, I think, is basically what I wanted to share with you about my Paper Republic journal. So like I mentioned earlier, because it is leather and they're beautifully handmade, it is an investment. It is a slight investment. However, it's something you can keep forever. Like it certainly could be an heirloom. And actually now thinking about it, if you did get it embossed with your name or initials, how lovely would that be to pass on later to somebody? I think that would be really gorgeous. And what I love about these is that you just put new notebooks in. You don't need to replace the whole thing. You can get these little, so the elastics, they sell lots of different colors of the elastics. So if you want to change it up, I've seen people put charms on it. So you can have like a little charm that closes it. And I just think the more worn it gets and the more you use that, the lovelier it looks. Like it just has that sort of warm, cozy, worn feel, which I absolutely love. So yes, so summary, I've got my planner, I've got my general quotes and any interesting bits of information that I then transfer to my commonplace book. I've then got my ideas notebook where I record all sorts of things. That's a general like bit of a mishmash. And I've got my travel journal, and then the little file at the back to collect any interesting bits and bobs. The planner is great because, as I mentioned, it's got the notes page next to the weekly view. So loving it. And this, of course, is not sponsored or anything. I'm just telling you because I adore it, and it might bring you as much happiness as it brings me. So the other thing I wanted to do is give you a bit of a desk tour. So let's do that. Okay, so let me show you some of the things that I have on my desk. So you already saw my markers, you saw my Paper Republic journal. I've got a little pencil case with sort of the essentials in there, just from Kikki K, which I love. Got this super cute little jar, which I think was like a vintage marmalade jar. Sandlandware, Hanley, Staffordshire, made in England. Oxford marmalade, it says on it, and it's just so cute to keep. Those pens that I mentioned earlier that I love. I have a gorgeous picture here, which my auntie actually gave me. My auntie from Uruguay, so my family's from Uruguay, and it's like a tile, I think, and it is of a location called Colonia in Uruguay. It's like a gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous historic spot, and it is it's like a big tourist spot. I have been there, I visited, it's been a long time though, and it's just so gorgeous. So I keep that there to remind me of my wonderful heritage. Of course, I have Anne Boleyn, must have Anne Boleyn there. Now this is very special as well, because this was a birthday gift last year from my wonderful friend Owen Emerson. So I keep that on my desk. She's my, historical heroine. So of course I have to have her there. And I also have her daughter, Elizabeth. Really cute little portrait there. I actually don't remember where I got this from. And that's a bit bad because I'm pretty sure I bought it directly from the artist. So I'm sorry, if you're the artist, please let me know. And I will mention you. Of course, drink bottle, drink lots of water as I'm working throughout the day. I've got my coasters, London coasters, of course. I'm sure you're noticing a theme here. My candle that is on, so I just need to be careful. Perfect for these types of grey, rainy days. So this was the candle that I did as a collaboration with Cleo Candles. Unfortunately, I don't think they're actually doing candles anymore, which is a real pity, because honestly, the product is so gorgeous, smells so good, and is just beautiful. It's just beautiful to look at. I was lucky to have gotten a few of them. So I think I still have one more actually. So that's good. I've got my laptop, which I'm always working on, my desktop, which is just there that you can't quite see, my mic. I always have post-it notes and these little like page markers that I really love. I love these page markers. You just never know when you need to mark something. Now, on the other side of my desk, I'll show you, I've got, it's like, what are these called? Just like a little enamel box collection, but it's the Poetry of Love collection. So this one has like such a cute little scene, Elizabethan England love scene, and inside when you open it, it has a quote from William Shakespeare there, one of his sonnets. It says, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate." Beautiful. I also have a little plate. Again, is this called a pin plate, I think, or something like that? Of course, it's the Tower of London. And I remember I bought this, I was on a trip in England, and I think I was at Sudeley Castle, actually. I think it was at Sudeley Castle. They had like a little vintage store outside where they were just, was it Sudeley? Maybe it was Sudeley, where they were selling little bits and pieces. This was a long time ago. And so I got this there, which I keep, this little cute thing that my husband brought me from, I have a feeling it may have been Singapore. Or was it Japan? No, Singapore, I think. And I think it was a good luck one or a health one, so I just keep it there. This hand cream, oh my goodness. This came with the Loccitane, I love Loccitane, or Loccitane, however you want to say it, Christmas calendar that my husband got me last year. Honestly, I've never smelled any hand cream so beautiful, but they don't seem to make it. It doesn't seem to be one that I can actually buy, which is really annoying. But I have this gorgeous hand cream. So this is also Loccitane, and they just recently, this had a different packaging, but they've changed it. Oh, this is so good. I love Loccitane. I love their hand creams and their moisturizers and everything. So I get really dry hands just sitting in here working. So I've got that. There's some more art on this side of the desk. I have Elizabeth I from the National Portrait Gallery. I bought that. And this gorgeous thing, this is inspired by Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. And the best part about this is that it reminds me of my trip, because I actually did a big East Coast US trip. It was a number of years ago now, but we drove basically from, it was like Miami? Was it Miami? Yeah, all the way up the East Coast. And it was such a fabulous trip. We had such a good time. And of course I visited lots of literary places. And one of those was Louisa May Alcott's home, which is in Concord. So love it. Love looking at that because it just reminds me of that great trip. I've got more sort of bits and pieces, highlighters, pens in this little, which was originally like a little plant pot that my son, who is now, Tristan, who's now 17, painted for me with little flowers when he was a little boy. So I love having that there. Can't believe he's 17 now, actually. So I have, of course, external hard drive because I record a lot of lectures and I record lots of different things. I can't save everything on my laptop, obviously, so extra storage is always a great thing. Now on this side, I've also just got lots of bits and bobs. So I've got, this is the book we are currently reading for the Talking Tudors book club. So Queen James by Gareth Russell. You can see that I've already marked lots of pages. Fabulous book, really great. And then there's a lot of notebooks, surprise, surprise. So that was the extra one I showed you earlier from Paper Republic. This was one that was we made for my course last year's course, 365 Days with the Tudor Queens. Almost finished, it's only got like a few pages left. So that's just for any little notes that I need to make. I already showed you my ideas book and my commonplace book. This one, I told you I love notebooks. This one is my kind of like YouTube-y book, YouTube social media notebook or journal. This gorgeous thing, which probably doesn't need to be sitting on my desk, is already full. It was kind of like my commonplace book before I knew that they were actually called commonplace books. So it was just where I was collecting all sorts of quotes that I love. So many. Let's see what I've got here. Life renews itself, no matter how much we may suffer. What beautiful and precious we may have is always ours to keep. And that's by Gladys Tabor. Love that. There's just so many gorgeous quotes in here. So sometimes I just sit and read it, to be honest. It's like something lovely to look at. Then I've just got another notebook. This one I tend to write notes for lectures as well. This one's got like just little podcasting bits and bobs, and in this one I've been collecting articles that I've been reading. So the first one is on Elizabeth Woodville, second one's on Anne Boleyn, what's the third one? On Portrait Collection of Margaret of Austria. So all sorts of things, and they just sit on the end of my desk because you never know when I'm going to need them. So I really do love this space. I have to say I feel very lucky to have like this little sanctuary with all my things. On the other side, I've got lots of books. You can't see that side. And also some Henry VIII dolls. I'll show you a little video. And behind me, of course, lots of books, more books there, more books there. The theme is books and journals and lots of lovely stuff. So I do hope you've enjoyed this little peek at my Paper Republic gorgeous journal and little tour of what I've got on my desk. I think it's important to surround ourselves with things that really inspire us. So I love that I can look around. Of course, I've got so many books, but then art, you know, I've got Anne Boleyn, I've got the gifts from special friends or family, you know, women that I admire. I think that's all really important to get yourself into that creative mode, to feel connected. and then you're ready to create and ready to make some wonderful things. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. It's been so lovely to see you again and to spend a little bit of this grey, rainy day with you. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you want any other details about anything, just leave a question, of course, and say hello, and don't forget to subscribe. So next week, we need to get ready for our first overseas trip. So hopefully you will join me for those preparations next week. So make sure you've hit the subscribe button so you'll get alerted when I post the next video, which will, fingers crossed, be next Sunday. So thank you again, everyone. I really hope you've all had a lovely weekend. I cannot wait to see you all next week. In the meantime, of course, take good care of yourselves.